And I'm really pleased to welcome back to CED David Brooks. Thank you for joining us again, and all of us read your articles and thoroughly enjoy them. And we're very much pleased to have Lord Robert Skidelsky joining us this afternoon. If you haven't read his 3-volume definitive biography of John Maynard Keynes, it is well worth the effort. Landon Rowland tells me that it's been condensed now into a 1-volume edition. Is that right? But I think it's shorter, and as Landon says, better, but I think it's also fair to say that it is one of the greatest biographies of the 20th century. So we're very pleased to have Lord Skidelsky with us to talk about the ongoing relevance of John Maynard Keynes. And I have the honor of introducing one of CED's most active trustees, Dan Rose. You have his bio, so I'm not going to go through all of that, but it says that Dan Rose is chairman of Rose Associates, Inc., a New York-based 80-year-old real estate organization, and it notes that he has pursued a career involving a broad range of professional, civic, and nonprofit activities. All of that is true. But I would like to make one suggestion for each of you in the audience, and that is to find a way to get on Dan Rose's mailing list. I have been on his mailing list for some years, and he sends me articles that he writes and speeches that he gives. And as I've told him, I read every one because I always learn a great deal. Dan Rose is an extremely wise man with an amazing experience who gives back in so many ways to this city and to this community. Particularly, Dan, I know first time we met you talked about your Harlem Education Activities Fund where you're teaching young children in Harlem to play chess, and they've gone on to be world champions, and it's just an extraordinary thing that you've done there, among many others. But if you read Dan's writings and his talks, you will learn an awful lot about a lot of things. You will learn a lot about New York. You will learn a lot about London. You will learn a lot about the financial markets, the real estate markets. You will learn a lot about Israel and the Palestinians and the Middle East. And you will learn a lot about values and vision and leadership. There are two things that I learned about Dan Rose some years ago that really spoke to me and meant a lot. And one was I found out that he was a friend, a longtime friend of one of my heroes, the late Sir Isaiah Berlin. And the second thing that I learned was that he and his wife Joanna have been longtime supporters of the Library of America, which I hope everyone knows what that is. It is an extraordinary publishing event. It's an effort to publish all of the great literature, fiction and nonfiction, essays, chronicles, memoirs, diaries in this country's history. And Dan, we talk at CED about having business patriots, business statesmen, and business women. You are the real thing, the real deal. I also want to thank you and salute you for your ongoing work with CED on early childhood education. It's an honor to be with you. Dan Rose, thank you.